So we know the trans is a thing. We know they have to use the bathroom. I don't want them on the playing field. Athletics is about physical ability, not social identity. So one way to establish a fair athletic competition is to compete with those individuals who experienced a similar physical development through the same gendered puberty. What evidence is there that trans people are just running around conspiring to harm those people around them? Okay, let's talk about the spicy topics for a minute, and I'm talking about sports and bathrooms. I talked about sports earlier. Let me just talk about that a little bit more, why I feel this way. I take a lot of heat for this, and it is what it is. I'm always willing to take the heat to do the right thing. Why do I think it's the right thing? Well, let's go through it. Should transgender girls compete in athletics with cisgender girls? Transgender refers only to the social gender that someone chooses to represent themselves. It's about the masculine or the feminine energy that drives, that motivates, that best describes the internals of that individual. It is the most obvious indicator of what that person connects with. Transgender is not about genetics or chromosomes. Transgender is not about sexual orientation, and it is not about physical abilities like giving birth, menstrual cycles, wombs, athletics. That's not what social identity or social gender identity is about. Athletics is about physical ability, not social identity. Physical ability is in part the result of the body's development through the puberty, triggered by hormones that unlock the masculine or the feminine physical development potential. So one way to establish a fair athletic competition is to compete with those individuals who experienced a similar physical development through the same gendered puberty. That is what I think would be fair. Transgender girls should, I believe, get to compete in athletics with cisgender girls if they experienced a female puberty and have never experienced a male puberty. In this scenario, the body's structure and muscle mass of all competitors would be similar, and the playing field would be fair. So, I do understand why there's so much confusion about that, especially with movies like this that are so discombobulating and throw every single thing into this subject. And so good people who understand that transgender is a real thing and their people are real and it's not deviant, they're going, gosh, I know it's real, but I'm not sure what to support. I want to support them. I don't understand this. I'm not 100% sure it's fair, but I'm 100% sure that my person is real and they deserve to be healthy and have all the same opportunities and experiences that everybody else has. And so I think that they're, going, okay, not because it's right, but because their people are real and they don't know how to separate the stuff because they don't know what's included. So this is another reason why this movie is such a disaster, is because it included so many things that are not even relevant. Now, let's take this down a little bit further. Now you got these knuckleheads that don't know the difference between the bathroom situation and the sports situation. South Dakota lawmakers have sent an anti-transgender sports bill to the governor and have advanced a bill to limit trans students' access to restrooms and changing rooms. The action comes a few days after Governor Kristi Noem's chief of staff likened trans students to terrorists. Wow, how helpful was that? What a great terrorist, huh? How do you come to that conclusion? What evidence is there that trans people are just running around conspiring to harm those people around them? It kind of feels the other way around, really. If you kind of take a step back and look at it, it kind of feels the other way around. So, we know the trans is a thing. We know they have to use the bathroom. I don't want them on the playing field, at least competing in competitive athletics if they didn't experience the same gendered puberty and are competing at an equal level. However, that has nothing to do with bathrooms. It has zero to do with bathrooms. It's really not that hard of math. Unless you can prove that transgender people are inherently more deviant, then it doesn't matter what bathroom they use. If they weren't going to do anything bad in this bathroom, then they're not going to do anything bad in this bathroom. Now, if you're the sort of person who goes into the other bathroom and suddenly has this desire to do bad things, well, I'm not the problem. I'm not the problem. We got to look elsewhere for that. So you're going to have to prove that transgender people are just inherently more deviant, and that's why they don't deserve to be in a safe restroom. So prove that, and then we could talk. And I don't know how we prove, again, how we quantify the potential of your fears and your insecurities. So if we just said, look, everybody use the bathroom that's appropriate for the routines of their life, what danger does that put us in? How do we quantify that? We can probably look up stats as far as, in the last couple of years, how many inappropriate bathroom incidences happened regarding or involving transgender people. Then we could probably look up how many assault cases or inappropriate things happened in churches during that same period of time. I don't know. I have no idea. We may find out that it's not bathrooms that present the most danger. I don't really know. But we're going to need to quantify that before we take safe bathrooms, away from people that need to be in those spaces. And for those of you that are still suspicious or afraid, well, there is good news. There's always a family or a special needs bathroom available for you. If you are allowing your small child to go into a public restroom by themselves, you are the danger. You are the danger. That should not be happening ever. When my kids were very small, they never went into the bathroom by themselves. If their mom wasn't there, then my daughters went into the boys' bathroom with me. So this is really a silly issue, because there are so many cities, there are so many places around the country that have a gender-neutral bathroom, and there are no problems. So there's just been too many people using the same restroom for too long with no problems to still be going, oh no, this terrible things are going to happen in there. Yeah, terrible things are happening, but it may not be in the bathroom that they're happening the most, if ever. Deviant people are going to do deviant things. That is the bottom line. So, again, unless we can demonstrate that trans people have a greater propensity for deviance, it doesn't matter what bathroom they use. If you're still uncomfortable, then use a different bathroom. There are already rules of conduct in place for public restrooms. We don't need new laws. We need better information, because this is how the rest of, I can't say that. I almost made yeah, that wouldn't have been fair. The bottom line is there's too many bathrooms out there that are already proving that that's not the issue. It's just math. If they weren't going to be deviant here, then they weren't going to be deviant here. It's pretty simple math when you take away the fear and the bias out of it. So that is that.